On va continuer notre partie de ping-pong. Second match for Germany. Represent the 3, world number 12. Numéro 3 européen, numéro 12 mondial, Dimitrij Ovtchrov.
Opposé, mesdames, messieurs, dans cette deuxième manche, à celui qui est classé 11e. 11e au classement européen, 31e mondial, le français Manu.
On screen, Dimitrij Ovtcharov, 31 years of age, world ranking number 12, but at the start of 2018, he was number 1 in the world men's rankings. Dimitrij Ovtcharov, European champion in 2015 and 2013. Emmanuel Lebesson, European champion in 2016 in Budapest. One of the biggest surprises in European Championship history. He beat Simon Gauzy in the final. So both these guys know what it feels like to be Europe. But as I said before, Germany, the defending champions. And Lebesson's got his work cut out here against Dima. One of the few Europeans to defeat Fan Zhendong. Dimitrij Ovtcharov defeated Fan Zhendong at the 2018 German Open. What a year Ovtcharov had. In 2017 though, honestly to God, he won the World Cup. He won the Bulgarian Open, Indian Open, China Open, German Open, and hence rose to the top of the world men's ranking list at the start of 2018. Emmanuel Lebesson, not as decorated, but he knows what it feels like to be European champion. Ovtchrov with the firepower early on, and the ball ablaze. Lebesson select, I'm not too sure. The point will be replayed. Oh, Ovtchrov dealing very well with those incoming missiles from the forehand of Emmanuel Lebesson. Ovtchrov not playing his best stuff recently. Came back from a knee injury, but he definitely looks to be playing more like himself at the moment. Off to a fantastic start here against France's Emmanuel Lebesson. Ovtchrov again with an impressive display. Read the long serve. Lebesson commits and pays the counter looping rallies, tossing grenades at each other. This time it explodes on Ovtcharov's side of the table. Lebesson gets a slight bit of fortune. Ovtchrov fails to make the push. Who will face Portugal in tomorrow's men's team final. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be Germany, and you'd undoubtedly favour Ovtcharov against Lebesson. But Lebesson's upset the odds before by winning the European Championships in 2016. That serve of Lebesson, it's pretty much the identical service action every single time, but there's subtle changes in the contact point and after motion that makes it quite hard to read. Look at that backhand counter, Ovtchrov just waiting there at home on that backhand side. Foreigner invading his territory. And Ovtchrov expelling the ball away. But a nice half-long touch, Ovtchrov indecisive whether he's going to break his bat, trying to hit. Emmanuel Lebesson's turned the tide. Ovtcharov was leading pretty comfortably at the start of this opener. Lebesson having words to say about that and actions. 7-6 up now with the second serve about to come in. Oh, see you later, alligator. Dimitrij Ovtcharov left hanging, out to dry. I was impressed with the first one, the second one even earlier. Look at that angle. And there's the tomahawk serve of one of the signature serves. There's the forehand tomahawk and the serve where he drops below the backhand. Getting himself out of trouble with that signature serve there. And look at that, 2 points at the tip of a hat. The serve saving him. Romania play Portugal in the women's final tomorrow. But right here, right now, Lebesson's giving Ovtchrov a run for his money. And is running around the court after he wins the point. In jubilation. The unorthodox forehand. Hard to read, really. Ovtcharov chooses the push as opposed to the flick, but still Lebesson's there waiting. Like a red serpent, just to sink his teeth into Ovtcharov's receive. The face of a man on a mission. Ovtchrov facing 2 game points. Again, the tomahawk. Doing him a favour. I wonder what the boos are for. Surely a serve can't cause offence. It's perfectly legal. Well, there's a few jeers from the French crowd. And Emmanuel Lebesson gets over the line at the second time of asking. Has Jörg Roskopf got cause for concern for the sake of his play here? Because Emmanuel Lebesson was the man who saved France in yesterday's quarter-final against Poland. Dimitrij Ovtcharov in a spot of bother here against Lebesson. What has he got to say in response to the French team and the French fans? Filled these stands today. Both men know what it feels like to be European champion, but how well can they cope with the pressure of national pride on their shoulders? Well, Emmanuel Lebesson did brilliantly yesterday. Oh, that's the Ovtchrov we know and love. Jenny Ovtchrov, his wife there. In the white New York cap. She loves watching her husband play. Lebesson with a change of serve, the hook, but Ovtchrov clips the net. And yet Lebesson has a top board. 4-love to Ovtcharov. Well, that's one way to win a point. Ovtcharov would say not the best way. But still a healthy lead for the German number 2. Well, he goes for the backhand counter, but Lebesson revs it up beyond belief. 4-2 though to Ovtcharov. Lebesson with the 2 serves to come. He pounced on that Ovtcharov serve. Anything that comes along, he's going to eat up the crumbs. Oh, look at that backhand counter. This is the Ovtcharov winning the World Cup in 2017. Playing backhands like that. Lebesson pirouetting around. Ovtcharov bringing out his woo-ah, woo-ah. You know he's putting 100% effort into it when he does that. Well, you know what they say, luck evens itself and got the last edge. Ovtcharov gets this one. Fair and square. Can't complain. Oof, well, almost like a dance move of a forehand. Lebesson attempted there, maybe in desperation or because he knows that this game's going Ovtcharov's way anyway. He might as well add a bit of swagger onto his game, but Dimitrij Ovtcharov in the driving seat. The BMW of table tennis. Whoa! Electrifying rallies. Some of the stuff we're seeing here is just a joke. How did Lebesson make space to play that forehand from the middle? Well, Ovtchrov seems to have found the recipe for success, doesn't he? If he can continue playing like this, Lebesson will be dangling on the edge of a metaphorical cliff. Well, he's still fighting. The French showing no sign of surrender. And courtesy of a nice long push, Dimitrij Ovtcharov takes the game 11-3 in response to Lebesson's first game win.
Dimitrij Ovtcharov and Emmanuel Lebesson. 1 game more.
11-9 to Emmanuel Lebesson. And the and a dominant display in game 2, 11-3.
De cette avant-dernière journée du Libre 2019,
Can the former world #1 take charge of this second men's match of the semi-final and deter Deutschland into a 2-0 lead? Stay tuned to find out.
On salue bien évidemment notre partenaire familial, partenaire titre Libre qui vous accueille tout au long de ces championnats d'Europe de tennis de table dans le hall d'entrée de la Trocardière, mais également.
France-Germany doesn't get much bigger than this. Dimitrij Ovtcharov finding an answer to the questions Emmanuel Lebesson was asking in the first set. 11-3 the last game to Dima, so 1-1. What story is enclosed within this envelope of a semi-final? Whoa! Emmanuel Lebesson on fire. The tomahawk comes in from Dima. Ovtchrov offers him some bait and Lebesson takes 2 portions. Table for 2. Balanced out pretty fairly right now. 2-1 to Ovtchrov. Make that 3. Dima looks pretty confident and self-assured. And despite Emmanuel Lebesson being the aggressor in that rally, Ovtchrov absorbs everything coming in and says, yep, keep coming at me, I'm just going to stay right here where I am. Piece of cake for the German there. Oh. And that was a delicious dessert. Go on YouTube and watch Dimitrij Ovtcharov's best points, you'll see some ridiculous backhands in there. Had some regional matches over the years. Won at the 2014 World Team Championships, where he beat Zhang Jiku in 3 straight when Germany played China in the final. Some of the backhands that Dima was ripping in that was just something special. And that shot's never left his arsenal. Again, a beautiful backhand by Dima. It's worth mentioning, it's an interesting statistic, that at the Baku European Games in 2015 that Ovtchrov won in the men's team semi-final. Emmanuel Lebesson beat him 3-1. So Lebesson knows what it takes to beat Dima. He's done it before. But there's no time like the present. And right now, right here, the European Team Table Tennis Championships in Nantes, is Dimitrij Ovtcharov in the driving seat. Team Germany would be excelled if Ovtchrov can win this match and give them a 2-0 lead. Look at that counter topspin. I didn't see that coming whatsoever. Lebesson plays quite nicely. Look at that, into the middle. How has he made space to play that forehand? Propose knee on the floor. You're a married man, Ovtcharov, you can't be doing that. All jokes aside, both players fighting for national pride, and Lebesson putting up a fair fight here against a higher ranked and more decorated German. And a German that is 10-5 up in the third game. Roskopf stone-faced as usual. Well, there we have it, 11-5 to Dimitrij Ovtchrov. The atmosphere has quietened down a little bit since the Gauzy Timo Boll game. Perhaps Boll took some energy out of the French crowd, and maybe the French fans feel that Ovtchrov is going to defeat France's #2 player right here. Kanakuzu, the third player for France, that helped France come back yesterday or final. It was Kanakuzu at 2-0 down that started the comeback off by winning. Will he have to try and do that again, or will Emmanuel Lebesson beat a player who many say replicate the style of Patrick Sheila? And I can actually see that similarity between the French coach and Emmanuel Lebesson. They both have a similar sort of unorthodox left-handed style to their games. It's quite interesting to watch, and fiery. The thing I admire most about Lebesson is just you can tell on his face and the way he reacts when he wins matches in these team events. It just means the world to him representing his country. And that in itself is an admirable thing, more so than winning. In team events, the good old saying, it's taking part that counts, really shines through, but neither of these even want to think about losing right now. At the top of the sporting world, they're all playing to win the big events, and it doesn't get any bigger in Europe than the European Championships. Ovtchrov 2-1 now, in the lead. And a big yosse from Emmanuel Lebesson, scrunching his face up. That was like a flat flick. Ovtchrov at his best is an amazing. It's worth mentioning that Boll and Ovtchrov are the only Europeans that come to my mind that have played in the Chinese Super League. And that tells me that the Chinese want them in the league so that they can watch them and study them more regularly. Ovtchrov has never beaten Ma Long. Timo Boll has. On the other hand, Ovtchrov has beaten Timo Boll hasn't, so will it have to be sketched off? If Lebesson can pull off a lovely comeback here. In the Olympic team last 16 and couldn't pull through. It would mean the world for the French if they could take a huge scalp like Germany. Ovtchrov, unusually, and he does it quite regularly, plays a lot of backhand pushes and touches from the forehand side. Bending his wrist, contorting it. Well, whatever works for you, I guess, but it's a case again of unusuality. Can make your opponents fear you even more. Ovtchrov nodding away the error. Can't be perfect. Lebesson aggressive with the flick. The mascot urging the French fans to do everything they can in their power to just enlighten Lebesson into action. Just so difficult against a player like Dima. But he's doing his damned best. And that's all you can do, but the maker between these two in this match has been the Ovtchrov backhand. Lebesson doesn't have that string to his bow. Lebesson's backhand's quite steady and blocky. Got a great forehand though. But or bait out the backhand or play it to the wide forehand, and I've seen a few times this match where Ovtchrov sort of just the weakness of Lebesson.
On est ensemble, tout le monde. Plus fort.
Dimitrij Ovtcharov, Dimitrij Ovtcharov.
Allez, debout, 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 tout le monde, debout, debout, debout. Voilà, debout, le stade debout, aussi bien pour l'Allemagne que pour l'équipe de France. On va se réveiller un petit peu. Et on va commencer avec Dimitrij qui ne saute pas, mais pas français. Et... comme de l'équipe de France également.
Music coming to a halt. I was wondering when it was going to stop because the players were ready to go. And the German timeout sure enough diffuses the point streak that Lebesson had accumulated. Electric. Huge from Emmanuel Lebesson. sneaking it bluntly. I don't know how he can sneak something bluntly, but he just did it then. Oh, Emmanuel Lebesson. What a fighter. No sign of giving up or bowing down to the German number 2. The villainous Germans in this French arena. Show no sign of sympathy. Ovtchrov 2 away. Lebesson now from chasing the tail of Dima. An attempt to backwards. Clever serve from Dima, half long. More backspin on the ball than Lebesson anticipated. From one European champion to another, Dimitrij Ovtcharov now with the match point. Well, there's no chance of Lebesson getting that one back. Well played, Dima. Emmanuel Lebesson not being able to carry through with the wishes of the French fans. It's a disappointing moment for the French as they go 2-0 down to Deutschland. Patrick Franziska, world number 15, preparing himself now for his moment on the stage.
On y retourne avec les danseuses Oasis et la mascotte officielle.